You don't wait for permission. You move when the vision speaks, because deep down you understand that greatness has never been approved by a committee. If you sit around waiting for someone to validate your dream, you'll grow old standing at the starting line. Vision is a private conversation between you and your purpose, and most people will never hear it, never understand it, and never support it. Not because it's wrong, but because it wasn't given to them. When the vision speaks, it doesn't shout. It whispers late at night, early in the morning, in those quiet moments when fear tries to talk you out of action. And when you honor that voice, you stop asking for green lights from people who are still stuck at red. You take responsibility for your own movement. You step forward even when the path is unclear, even when the resources are limited, even when confidence feels fragile, because vision doesn't require permission. It requires courage. And the moment you move without approval, you separate yourself from the crowd, you break the cycle of hesitation, and you begin building a life that answers to purpose, not opinions. You stay calm under pressure while others panic, because pressure does not confuse you, it reveals you. When chaos enters the room, most people lose control of their thoughts, their emotions, and their direction. They rush, they react, they make decisions out of fear. But you've trained your mind to breathe when everything feels heavy, to think when everything feels urgent, and to stand steady when everything feels unstable. You understand that pressure is not your enemy. It is the environment where focus is forged. While others are distracted by noise, you listen for clarity. While others are overwhelmed by the moment, you anchor yourself in purpose. Calmness becomes your advantage, not because you don't feel fear, but because you refuse to let fear command your actions. And in those moments, when the situation demands leadership, when outcomes depend on decisions made under fire, your composure becomes your power, because the person who can control their inner world will always outperform those who are controlled by the outer one. You walk alone without feeling lonely, because you have learned the difference between isolation and independence. Loneliness comes from needing others to complete you, but solitude comes from knowing yourself so well that your own presence becomes enough. While others fear silence and seek constant company to avoid facing their thoughts, you use quiet moments to sharpen your vision, strengthen your mindset, and reconnect with your purpose. Walking alone doesn't mean you are abandoned. It means you are focused. It means you are willing to step away from distractions, opinions, and expectations that dilute your growth. You understand that every meaningful journey requires seasons of solitude, moments where it's just you, your discipline, and your dream. And in that space, you don't weaken, you mature. You don't drift, you define your direction. Because the person who is comfortable standing alone will never be controlled by the crowd. And the one who can walk alone will always be strong enough to lead when the time comes. You observe more than you talk, because you understand that wisdom grows in silence, not in noise. While others rush to speak just to be noticed, you choose to listen, to watch patterns, to study people, and to read situations before making a move. You know that every word carries energy, and careless words often expose insecurity, not intelligence. So you hold your tongue, not because you have nothing to say, but because you are gathering information. You notice what people do when they think no one is watching. You hear what they don't say. You recognize intentions behind expressions, tone, and behavior. Observation becomes your advantage, allowing you to move with precision instead of impulse. And when you finally speak, your words carry weight, direction, and purpose, because silence trained you to understand more than noise ever could. You don't chase attention, you chase purpose, because you understand that attention fades, but purpose sustains. Attention is loud, temporary, and hungry for approval, while purpose is quiet, demanding, and rooted in meaning. You've seen how chasing validation turns people into performers instead of builders, always adjusting themselves to be liked, always shrinking their truth to fit in. But you chose a different path. You chose to wake up each day asking, what am I called to build? instead of who is watching me. Purpose gives you direction when motivation disappears, and discipline when applause is absent. It keeps you grounded when success tries to distract you, and focus when the journey feels slow. And because you are driven by purpose, you can work in silence, sacrifice without complaining, and stay committed long after the excitement wears off. Because when your life is anchored in purpose, you don't need attention. Your impact will find it for you. Pain doesn't stop you, it sharpens you. Because you've learned that struggle is not designed to break you, it's designed to build you. While others run from discomfort, you lean into it, knowing that every challenge carries a lesson and every setback hides strength waiting to be discovered. Pain teaches you patience when nothing is moving, humility when life humbles you, and resilience when quitting feels like the easiest option. You don't romanticize suffering, but you respect it, because you understand that the hardest moments are shaping your character, refining your focus, and toughening your spirit. Each scar becomes proof that you survived what was meant to stop you. And with every obstacle you overcome, your mindset becomes sharper, your discipline becomes stronger, and your hunger becomes deeper. Because when pain becomes your teacher instead of your excuse, nothing in this world has the power to defeat you. You stay hungry even after small wins, because you understand that comfort is a dangerous place to rest. While others celebrate too long and let momentum fade, you acknowledge the victory, take the lesson, and get back to work. You don't let short-term success convince you that the journey is complete, because you know that small wins are not the destination. They are confirmation that you're moving in the right direction. Hunger keeps you disciplined when praise tries to distract you. Hunger reminds you that there is more to build, more to learn, and more to become. You use progress as fuel, not a finish line. Every achievement raises your standards instead of satisfying them, because deep down you know that settling too early is how potential dies quietly. And as long as that hunger stays alive inside you, growth will never stop, and greatness will always be within reach. Oh, don't complain. You adapt, because you understand that complaining changes nothing, but action changes everything. While others waste energy blaming circumstances, people, or timing, you redirect that energy into adjustment and growth. You recognize that life is unpredictable, unfair, and often uncomfortable, but you refuse to let that reality turn into an excuse. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You ask, how do I move forward from here? Adaptation requires humility, awareness, and resilience, the ability to learn quickly, pivot when necessary, and remain focused when plans fall apart. You accept that obstacles are not signs to stop, they are signals to evolve. And because you adapt, you remain dangerous in any environment, capable of progress even under pressure. In a world full of complainers, the one who adapts will always rise. You protect your time like your life depends on it, because you understand that time is the one resource you can never earn back. Money can be replaced, opportunities can be recreated, but every wasted hour is a piece of your future you will never see again. While others treat time casually, you treat it with respect and intention. You say no without guilt to distractions that drain your energy, and yes to habits that move you closer to your vision. You don't allow unnecessary conversations, meaningless scrolling, or unproductive routines to steal your focus. Protecting your time is how you protect your goals, your growth, and your peace. You plan with purpose, move with urgency, and rest with intention, knowing that every moment invested wisely compounds into the life you are building. Because when you honor your time, you honor your potential, and that is non-negotiable. You learn in silence and strike with precision, because you understand that preparation does not need an audience. While others announce their plans and seek validation before results exist, you choose the quiet path of mastery. In silence, you study, practice, fail, adjust, and refine without distraction. You absorb lessons from mistakes, observe what works, and sharpen your skills where no one is watching. Silence protects your focus and shields your vision from unnecessary opinions. And when the moment arrives, when action is required, you move decisively, not emotionally, not randomly, but with clarity and intent. Your actions are calculated, your timing is deliberate, and your execution is clean. Precision comes from patience, and patience is built in silence. Because when preparation meets opportunity, you don't hesitate, you deliver. You are disciplined when motivation disappears, because you understand that motivation is temporary, but discipline is reliable. Motivation comes and goes with mood, energy, and circumstances, but discipline shows up regardless of how you feel. On the days when excitement fades, when progress feels slow, and when results seem distant, discipline becomes the force that keeps you moving. You do the work even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's boring, even when no one is watching. Discipline is the quiet promise you keep to yourself, the standard you refuse to lower, and the habit that carries you through resistance. While others wait to feel ready, you move because commitment doesn't require enthusiasm. It requires consistency. And over time, that discipline builds momentum, character, and results that motivation alone could never sustain. You don't fear darkness, you were built in it, because the darkest seasons of your life were not meant to destroy you, they were meant to define you. While others crumble when the lights go out, you learn how to see in the dark, how to move without applause, and how to trust yourself when clarity was missing. Darkness taught you patience when nothing was happening, strength when no one was helping, and faith when the outcome was uncertain. It stripped away illusions, forced you to confront yourself, and shaped resilience deep in your core. You didn't become strong in comfort. You became strong in struggle. And because you survived the dark, you are no longer afraid of it. You know that even when the path disappears, you can still move forward, because everything that made you powerful was forged where most people give up. You don't beg for opportunities. You create them, because you understand that waiting to be chosen is a slow way to lose your potential. While others sit back hoping someone will notice them, you take initiative and build value where none seems to exist. You refuse to place your future in someone else's hands, knowing that permission is not required to grow, learn, or lead. You study the environment, recognize gaps, and step forward with courage and creativity. Creating opportunities means taking risks when comfort feels safer, starting before you feel ready, and believing in yourself when no one else does. It's about turning setbacks into stepping stones, ES and limitations into leverage. And because you create instead of beg, you become unstoppable, not dependent on luck, approval, or timing, but driven by vision and action. You rise early or stay late while others sleep, because you understand that success is built in the hours most people ignore. While the world is quiet and distractions are silent, you are working, learning, planning, and sharpening your edge. You sacrifice comfort for progress, rest for results, and convenience for growth, not because you enjoy struggle, but because you respect your goals. Those extra hours are not about punishment, they are about preparation. Each early morning and late night is a deposit into your future, a promise that you are willing to do what others won't so you can live the life others can't. And over time, those unseen efforts compound into visible excellence, proving that discipline in private always leads to success in public. You don't follow crowds, you follow instincts, because you understand that crowds often move out of fear, comfort, or habit, not purpose. While many people seek safety in numbers and direction in trends, you trust the inner compass that has guided you through uncertainty before. Instinct is built from experience, observation, and self-awareness, and you've learned to listen to that quiet voice when everything else is loud. Following the crowd might feel easier, but it often leads to average outcomes. You choose the harder path of independent thinking, even when it means standing alone or being misunderstood. And because you follow instinct instead of imitation, your decisions are aligned with who you are, not who others expect you to be. You accept responsibility for your results because you understand that ownership is the foundation of personal power. Instead of blaming your past, your environment, or other people, you look directly at your outcomes and say, "This is on me." That level of honesty is uncomfortable, but it is also liberating. When you take responsibility, you stop giving your power away and start taking control of your future. You evaluate your actions, adjust your habits, and make better decisions moving forward. Responsibility forces growth because excuses keep you stuck, but accountability moves you forward. And the moment you fully own your results, good or bad, you gain the ability to change them. You keep moving even when nobody claps because your drive was never dependent on applause. While others slow down when recognition is missing, you understand that the most important work is often invisible. There are seasons where effort goes unnoticed, progress feels silent, and support seems absent. But you don't stop. You remind yourself that validation is not the goal, growth is. You stay committed to your path even when encouragement runs dry because your purpose is bigger than public approval. And in those lonely moments when it feels like you're working in the shadows, you build strength, character, and resilience that cannot be taken away because the ones who succeed are not those who are constantly celebrated, but those who are willing to continue when no one is watching. You believe deep down that you were born for more because there is a quiet certainty inside you that refuses to be silenced. Even when circumstances are small, resources are limited, and progress feels slow. Ow! Something within you keeps whispering that this is not the end of your story. That belief doesn't come from arrogance. It comes from awareness and understanding that your potential is greater than your current situation. You feel it when you refuse to settle, when comfort feels uncomfortable, and when average feels like a cage. That belief fuels your discipline, strengthens your resilience, and keeps you moving forward when the path gets hard. And because you trust that inner truth, you are willing to grow, to sacrifice, and to endure, knowing that the life you are building will one day match the greatness you've always felt inside.